Anthony on Air podcast. Welcome in for another episode. We have a massive Ghislaine Maxwell document dump. We don't get these often. The last time we got one, it wasn't all that interesting. This will be the opposite of that. This will be quite interesting. We'll get into that. Plus, Steve Bannon calling out Rudy Giuliani for accusations he's making. We have some news on the Capitol, what happened a couple of weeks back, which is pretty shocking. And, of course, we'll do product testing again on the episode. Tonight, Frankie C has a product to introduce. And we have a new product over in our merch store. I've been dreaming about this shirt for quite a while, ever since Elon Musk tweeted this phrase. I can't get over it. I love it so much. Legalized comedy. So we got the legalized comedy tee. We've got it in a hoodie. We've got it in a ladies tank top. We've got it in all sorts of things. So check out the store. There's links on YouTube. And, of course, you can find that on anthonyonair.com. Where you can also get links to our proud sponsor.
No. Before we get to the sponsor,
company, link in the description.
That thing should be on. It should be on a adult feety pajama thing.
That would be nice.
Do they sell those anymore? Can we personalize those?
I'll see. I'll reach out to our provider and see if we could do one of those, but I'm not sure.
Right. I apologize to Hero Soap Company.
There you go. Link in the description below. Check those guys out. They make the best soap ever. All right, Frankie C. So we have been waiting for this for a little while. In fact, the last time we got the dump, we talked about there being more information to come, and we finally got that information. And there's some crazy stuff on here.
Dumporama.
Yeah, 73-page transcript. This, of course, is from a 2016 deposition where Maxwell was forced to give after an earlier judge determined that she had been evasive in an April 2016 deposition when asked the same questions. So the last dump we had was the stuff from April, not interesting. Then the judge makes her come back and like, you have to answer these questions. That is what transpired in July. There's a lot to get to, so let's start. Included in the dozens of documents released just less than 24 hours ago are excerpts from testimony given by Epstein's former house manager, Juan Alessi, and by Ronaldo Rizzo, a houseman employed by the billionaire's hedge fund mogul Glenn Dubin, a friend of Epstein's. Dubin, whom Jeffrey has also accused of being abused by, was issued a subpoena last year by Denise George, the Attorney General in the U.S. Virgin Islands, who is bringing a civil racketeering case against the Epstein estate. Dubin has denied Jeffrey's allegations. One of the few people named in Maxwell's deposition, aside from Maxwell and Epstein and Jeffrey, is our favorite Alan Dershowitz, who has publicly maintained that he is happy for his name to be unsealed in the documents. He is mentioned only briefly when Maxwell, is asked about a visit by Dershowitz and his wife and daughter to Epstein's private island in the Virgin Islands. The only conversation she can recall with Dershowitz was a discussion about using a metal detector on the beach. We just broke the Leon Black story a couple of podcasts ago, and we talked about the fact that he brought his family. I think it came out that he didn't, but at first they thought that he brought his family. I think he did bring his family on an earlier occasion.
Well, I can't imagine every single time people go to his island, it's 100% illegal stuff going on. I'm sure he had one or two harmless gatherings.
I'm sure he had hundreds of harmless gatherings. But don't you find it weird knowing what you know about the guy and people, again, we go back to a previous podcast when President Trump, before he was president, was running, he talked about Epstein having a thing for younger girls, right, in an interview. So this was like a kind of a well-known thing. You know, like even if we're going to pretend it's innocent and like he just likes younger, like he likes the 19-year-olds, right? That's legal, but it's still kind of messed up and wrong. Even if you're going to go with that, to visit that person's private island with your daughter, it just feels very, very strange to me.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I don't know. Like, to me, it says something about a person's judgment. If they don't know, if this comes out of left field, okay, fine. Then you didn't know. But if there are,
That could very well be. I'm
right,
not defending Dershowitz because
right. Like,
whatever.
you're a lawyer, you represent the guy, you got to know something. You got to know something of the character of the person, you know?
You only know what he tells you.
I feel like there's certain people that I know of that I wouldn't leave my kids or bring my kids around. And there's no evidence or no reason or no rumblings just by the look of them or some of the choices that they've made in their life. You know, I would have I'd have some caution.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I know. I'm not saying it was a good idea, but it's not like he sent his daughter there. He went with they all went together. Not saying it was the dad of the year move, but at least he didn't go. Oh yeah, you can go and have a good time to this island by yourself.
Yeah.
At the very least, he was there with his daughter, but still, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, grain of salt.
So much more to get to, but want to let everybody know we're doing a special food review podcast that's going to be taking place shortly after this one. So make sure you guys are following us on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. We're not going to do it on Twitter, but we're on Twitter.
I'm looking forward to this one.
We got our lower third right there that has our names on it. Of course, you can get all the links to our social media sites at anthonyonair.com. Maxwell's memories are similarly limited about interactions in Columbus, Ohio, with a woman who appears to be Maria Farmer. Farmer has said publicly that Epstein and Maxwell fondled her in Ohio and her young sister, Annie, who was one of the 3 victims in a criminal trial who have accused Maxwell of facilitating Epstein's abuse of them as girls. Maxwell recalls only that she said hello to Maria Farmer during a business trip during which she accompanied Epstein to Columbus, home of Les Wexner, the retail magnate who employed Epstein to manage his finances. Maxwell is asked why she stopped working with Epstein and says that her relationship with him had soured, saying, quote, "I ceased to be happy in the job and I ceased to be happy spending time with Mr. Epstein. He became more difficult to work with."
So was that easy to get out?
I guess at some point they did sort of go their separate ways, but as we learned previous, like they claimed that they hadn't spoken to each other in years, and we know that there were email exchanges between
I understand that, but we don't know what her defense will be. But if, as we were speculating, if her defense is, I was, a victim myself, I had no choice. I mean, she just walked away from everything, didn't she? She couldn't have done that earlier. I don't know. I'm speculating. I don't know all the facts. I'm sure there's stuff we're missing.
Yeah, hard to tell. He could have he gave her walking papers. We don't know.
That's possible.
We don't know. Other former Epstein employees also described a challenging work environment. Alessi, for example, recalls that Epstein refused to talk to him directly when they were both in Epstein's Palm Beach mansion and would instead relay messages for Alessi to employees in New York, who then informed Alessi of Epstein's request via email. That's strange. I actually got a pet peeve for that. I really don't care for that. I don't like when one person tells somebody else to tell you something. I really hate that. If you want something from me or you need something from me or you're concerned about something, come talk to me directly. Don't involve another party.
You're thinking like someone who isn't trying to cover his ass.
Yeah, but he's not doing this to cover his ass. He's just being a dick. I feel like that's kind of like a power move.
But like if you don't want any kind of email paper trail, like you would say, hey, Frank, email Janine for me. This
By the way,
I
can
would
you
email
message Janine that she's late?
I would, but I don't want
to. Lawyers for the Miami Herald and Jeffrey both filed motions Wednesday opposing Maxwell's attempt to keep more of the deposition secret, each arguing that there was no new compelling evidence to warrant it. They're still trying to get there. There's a chunk of this deposition that describes her personal sexual preferences or activities. And the judge ruled in Ghislaine's favor, actually, that she could keep it private. But the Miami Herald, they're still kind of after it. All right, so let's get to the really disgusting stuff. What?
Why would they even want that? Unless it had something to do with the case. I don't want. Nobody wants any of that.
In a weird, you know what? In a weird way, it does annoy me a little bit that she's being given. We talked about this already. That
Yeah, I know.
you know, she's being given that privacy a little bit, which I feel like most people do deserve. Like if you,
Yeah, it
if
is also. She hasn't been convicted of anything yet.
she hasn't been, but like if you know, if you, somebody embezzled like millions of dollars and they were going to jail on trial, and there was information about what their kink was, and they were like, well, they deserve to keep it a secret. I'd be like, that person's a scumbag for stealing all that money, but yeah, they get to, one kind of has nothing to do with the other. Whereas I feel like in this particular case, I don't know, the fact that she's granted any sort of privacy is a little disturbing.
Everybody until they're found guilty, their rights, they still have rights. It's not the way we would want to see it, but that's the law.
All right, so here's some of the disgusting stuff.
Good.
Ghislaine Maxwell once directed a room of underage girls to kiss, dance, and touch one another.
Do we have to go through all these?
Epstein, unfortunately. This is not the kind of stuff that we want to do on a Friday podcast, but, Can
we talk about the PDQ we're going to tomorrow?
What's that?
Can we talk about PDQ?
I know. Epstein had regular threesomes. He used adult toys, according to these newly released documents. An unidentified witness told of the alleged creepy forced performance in testimony that was revealed in these documents. The witness, whose name was redacted, quote, testified that he watched Maxwell direct a room full of underage girls to kiss, dance, and touch one another, and Epstein to watch. The pair also allegedly used toys during longtime accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre during group sex with longtime accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who has since settled her suit with Ghislaine. Giuffre's boyfriend, Anthony Figueroa, testified that the accuser told him she and Mrs. Maxwell and Jeffrey were all intimate together on multiple occasions. He said, and I quote, I remember her talking about strap-ons and stuff like that and how they would always be using stuff like that. Giuffre also told him that they would all go to clubs and pick up girls and try to bring them back for Jeffrey. Figueroa said that that he told the FBI anything they asked me, stressing I did not hold anything back. But he did not recall being asked about the accuser's often repeated allegation that she was forced to have relations with 3 times with Prince Andrew, only saying that it could be possible. He talked to the feds about it. The salacious details were released even as District Judge Loretta Preska, as I said, are sparing the details of her own life, her own sexual life. Elsewhere, there was a handwritten telephone note from July of 2004 included in the filing that appears to show Maxwell warned Epstein that a girl aged 14 at the time was, quote, available, end quote, and that he had, quote, no one for tomorrow, end quote. Sickening. Isn't that, it's like,
Come on, man.
There's something about like, a post like that.
How is this not an open and shut case?
That these human beings were being like this is like you have a meeting with a marketing team. Like there's an opening, it's available.
Yeah, like there's records and books and like schedules and
disgusting. It's disgusting. Another witness was recorded as being, quote, in tears as he recalled a 15-year-old girl in the utmost distress, claiming that Maxwell stole the young girl's passport and tried to make her have sex with Epstein and then threatened her. Although the witness was not named, it was revealed in earlier court proceedings as being Ronaldo Rizzo, the house manager for her friend and Epstein's ex-girlfriend, Eva Dubin. Another witness also testified that Maxwell, quote, recruited her from her school campus to be with Epstein with lies about being her personal assistant. The documents show how Maxwell tried to dismiss the complaints made by Giuffre by claiming she had an opioid addiction and that she had previously cried rape as a teenager. She branded Giuffre as a professional victim, quote unquote, and, quote, sexually permissive, end quote, by digging up earlier police reports, according to the documents. However, Maxwell's plan of attack was undermined when her own witness, called to defend her in the lawsuit, said he saw her, quote, escort young girls he brought over to Epstein's home to Epstein for sex acts, end quote. He also said Maxwell called him on the phone asking him to bring over girls to Epstein's home. Now there is actual live testimonial evidence that Maxwell was a procurer of young girls for sex with Jeffrey Epstein, with whom she shared a home and a life, thus validating Miss Giuffre's claims, said a lawyer for Giuffre of the witness's testimony.
And this is all testimony that Maxwell is denying.
This is all in the document dump from the deposition that took place back in 2016.
But there's also like emails and all this stuff confirming all this. I mean, how is she denying any of this?
Dude.
What the hell is her case?
I don't know. Remember, her last thing was the grand jury was too white. That was her last, like,
yeah, right. That's
you can't go for integrity.
When you're desperate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, man. This is open and shut, I feel, for the most part. I don't know how many counts and all the charges, but for me, I mean, if you have all this testimony and the emails to back it up, and correspondence and all this stuff, I mean, the hell else do you need?
Shouldn't really take too long, should it?
Right?
Yeah.
Anything other than video surveillance of all the, that. Besides that, you've got everything you need.
And the Miami Herald, they're continuing the full. I feel like they're gonna get that little last tidbit that wasn't released about her. I feel like they're
Miami Herald.
They're the ones who started all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, but why would they get?
Because they've gotten everything. They've gotten everything else out. Basically, we have to give kudos. By the way, in an era where, okay, it hasn't been the best. The media hasn't been the best during the last 10 years. Hasn't been the best time period for the media in the last 10 years. And Lord knows they've certainly been shamed for it. Most deservingly so. Some not so deservingly so. Credit the Miami Herald, who is paying for their own lawyers and lawsuits against the United States government to get most of this information out. And it was their great investigative journalists who are at the heart of getting all of this information. So I know we all love our justice warriors on YouTube, but it's an old school journalist.
Well, that's who usually does all the
the
investigations. It's all newspapers and stuff. John Oliver did a thing on this a while back, where it's anytime you see a news report, it's the New York Times reports that blah 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 blah, or the Wall Street Journal saying that blah 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 blah. They're always referencing reports from newspapers.
Correct. Yeah. So there's still some good journalism happening out there, which is refreshing to see. Which is really nice to see. Not all media is bad. A lot of it.
This media is all right.
Well, yeah, I don't consider myself that. This, I feel like we're entertaining.
We're on a medium.
Well, yeah, but
that's true.
Medium, not media.
Whatever.
Soap.
Whenever
you go over a story as dirty and disgusting as that one, you just want to take a shower, and I just want to take a shower with Hero Soap Company. That is all.
Nice segue.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. No parabens in this, no bad stuff. They make the best soap out there on the planet. I absolutely love it. When you buy a bar, they send a bar over to the troops, so our troops get free soap. Remember in when the Iraq War was going on, and they did all those expose stories about the soldiers had to pay $30 for a pair of socks, and Like a bar of soap was like $12 or some crazy stuff like that. Here comes Hero Soap Company. They're sending soap to the troops when you buy
Why they would
a
have
bar.
to pay for anything.
Yeah, exactly. So when you go and you buy one, know that you're really buying two, and you were literally sending it over to the troops, except you don't have to do any of the sending. They take care of all that stuff. And then they go into their pocket, the folks over at Hero Soap Company, and they donate some cash to go and build homes for the veterans coming back from their service, which is just extraordinary. So grab some soap, perfect gift for Valentine's Day. In fact, the subscription is really nice because you can get your significant other soap for an entire year, and they don't have to know that you save 20% when you use the promo code Anthony at checkout. Use the link in the description below. It's our little secret. We will not, I know I said something just now, but I will not say anything if your significant other asks me about it. I will not.
That's an Anthony guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. You could take that to the bank, baby. Take it to the bank. You want to talk stocks next, or do you want to talk Bannon and Giuliani?
Ugh, stocks.
Okay, let's talk stocks. If you missed our original stock conversation, go back to the previous podcast. We break down the full story about what happened with Wall Street Bets on Reddit.
Basically,
and how
the little guy has been got one over on the big guys.
Right. Exactly. We go through the whole story, the whole 9 yards. So on that last episode too, I decided that I was going to buy some of the stock and get in on the mix. And I was doing it on the show as you and Janine were basically. I did not. You and Janine were basically hosting the latter part of that episode. And
you kind of bailed out on us.
I was just putting my account together. My lovely wife was giving me all the banking information.
No, I know we're doing a show, but I gotta buy some stock here.
I did it live on the show. I told people to follow. By the way, I got a big bounce in Twitter followers. Told people to follow me on Twitter, that I'd be tweeting about it. I got my confirmation. I tweeted the confirmation. I bought. I decided to buy AMC, not GameStop, because GameStop is super expensive. I decided to buy AMC. Covered up the pertinent information. That was Wednesday night. I did this. I made the order. Thursday.
How much did you buy?
It's insignificant, Frank. Don't worry about how much I bought.
Come on.
Bought quite a bit of it. That's all you need to know.
Right.
Bought enough to put my kids through college if it all worked out. No, I didn't buy that much. I bought, I don't even know what I bought. 100 shares or 200. I forget what it was. It wasn't anything too crazy, but it was significant.
Okay.
Wake up Thursday. I'm like, this is great. Gonna make a lot of money today. Doing practically nothing. And then all hell broke loose where Robinhood, the app that I made the purchase through, and a bunch of other, Wall Street apps, TD Ameritrade and some of these other places, decided to restrict people's ability to purchase these stocks.
How is that all right?
So 9:30 comes, and I'm like, here we go, and I don't see anything going on in my account. 9:45, I talked to your brother, in fact. I texted Frank's brother, and I'm like, did you buy this thing? And what? He's like, yeah, because mine got rejected. I'm like, what? Then I go and look. I get a note from Robinhood saying that they've restricted trading and everything like that. Huge story. Yesterday.
So you went to buy it. You thought you bought it. And they said, no, you didn't buy it.
Got nothing. Bupkis. Meanwhile, they stopped everybody's ability to buy this stock. The stock winds up tanking yesterday.
Hello.
Because nobody could buy it. All you could do was sell it. So everybody started panicking and started selling it. Which was...
How is that all right, though? How is that even legal?
Not all right. It is not all right.
That can't be legal. Restricting people from buying a public stock?
So what they're saying is, what Robinhood is saying is that they were protecting their investors from a volatile stock and a volatile market. And what I think is going to help them
They were protecting some of their investors.
Yeah.
You were a potential investor that they didn't give a crap about.
Yeah, exactly. No, they were saying they were protecting me by not letting me buy it because I would have, because I don't know.
Thanks, Stock Daddy.
I don't know what to do with my own money.
Break.
Yeah. So, but why I think they're going to get away with this is because A, they're Wall Street. They usually get away with everything. And B,
Unbelievable.
they have to lay out all the money for these things. You know, you link your bank account and everything and you transfer money over, but they're at the end of the day footing the bill at first for all this stuff. And when you get a run on trades the way that they were getting, you have to put all that money out. So they were really protecting themselves. I know, but they were really protecting themselves.
That's the game you play.
And that's kind of how they saw it. But as the story goes is Citadel is this hedge fund that owns, I forget the name of the other company, something else with a C, that owns the Robinhood app. And as it turns out, that Citadel hedge fund was one of the hedge funds that had a major short position against GameStop.
Right.
So they were literally protecting their own investment by telling their investment arm, stop letting these people trade. And Stephen Cohen, the Mets new owner, he had this whole thing about, he then gave a bunch of money to some of these funds to keep them solvent and keep them afloat and all this stuff. And it was like he took a beating in the news the last day or so. The whole thing was a mess. There's already a class action lawsuit going on. So that's why, I said, so
no thanks. That's why I didn't go anywhere near this freaking mess.
A couple of friends of ours were able to buy it like a day or so ago, but Frank's brother and I got locked out of it. But I told Frank's brother, I said, don't you worry about it. They filed the class action suit. We'll get ours when they settle that thing. That's when we're going to really, I'm so confident in that money, Frank. I already called JG Wentworth and set the whole thing up.
JG Wentworth, eh? Nice.
I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. That's the way to go. They'll sing it to you.
Yeah. 877 cash now. I made that shit happen yesterday.
You're screwed. You know what's going to happen? You're going to forget about this whole thing. 2 years from now, it's going to get settled in a way that screws you.
Yeah.
And you're going to owe like $1,000 to whatever.
Oh,
and it's going to be out of nowhere. And you're going to be like, I wish I didn't do that thing 2 years ago.
Basically is what's going to happen.
Enjoy.
But I feel like they're going to write about this day for years and years and years to come because
What are they going to call it?
I don't know, but it was an incredible when you think about it, between the Capitol, the election, the Capitol, now this, like we've had a couple of like, it's kind of like when you look back at 69 and you're like, Jesus, Kennedy and the moon landing and like for New York, the Mets won this year. Like all this stuff happened. What did I say? Kennedy?
You said Kennedy.
What was Kennedy? 64?
4 or 3 or 4.
Maybe I was matching. It was Kennedy and the Beatles. That whole thing happened like within months of one another. Then the all the stuff that happened in 69. Oh, the Beatles broke up in 70, towards the end of that.
Moon landing? 69?
Moon landing was in 69. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the moon landing was in 69. The Mets were in 69. There's a lot of stuff that happened. They're like over the course of history, there are these little like pockets where like 4 or 5 huge events happen, and they're all like right smashed up next to each other.
Yeah, then it's a few years of kind of just going along.
Yeah.
And then some major shit happens, and we all go nuts about it. And then we go along again.
Yeah. Basically.
That's life, baby.
So I think we just kind of lived through that just now. July 20th, 1969 was the moon landing. And because then the Mets won right after that. Then you get into January of 70. The Mets won in October of 69. Then January of 70, the Beatles break up. So it's like...
I think 69 was also, I want to say Son of Sam.
No. That was later on.
Or some major serial killer was 69, I feel.
Maybe. I think Summer of Sam was much later than that. In the 70s, I thought.
I don't know.
70s.
What was John Mellencamp singing about?
76. Oh, yeah. Summer of 69. That's true.
He had something going on in 69.
Yeah. A lot of things happening.
He bought his first real 6-string. He played it till his fingers bled, is what is my understanding.
Never forget that. Never ever forget. Yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna call it, but it's
Short, The
amazing.
Big Short. They made that movie about it, The Big Short.
Yeah, I guess they can call it The Big Short. But you know what's crazy about all this, and I feel like nobody's really talking about this. So, what happens is these on Reddit, somebody was like, there's a huge short position against GameStop. We should buy it all up, force them to buy it, raise the price, really put them out of commission, these huge hedge funds. And so they do that and they run the price up. But what I find that nobody's talking about, and I understand why, because it's kind of depressing, is that Wall Street is going to win in the end anyway. Like nobody's really talking about this, but I feel like it's true because all the original followers, the people who were reading this Reddit threads, they go and buy and you have a jump. Then it makes news a little bit in the financial world. And so then the people just outside of that circle, they come across it and they buy. And then it gets into another layer where the people that are, say, social media savvy and on top of things, they catch wind of it. So they buy. There are a lot of people that didn't hear about this until yesterday, until it all really busted out, and then they started to buy. So you had all these like little steps and layers to getting to the point where people were buying, trying to accomplish this goal of screwing the huge billionaire hedge funds, right? But what were we all trying to do, really? Like, were we trying to bust out those hedge funds? Yeah, kind of. But we were really trying to get in on something that was shooting through the moon
money.
And make some money.
It was a get-rich-quick, not scheme, but
kind of
thing.
Kind of. So even though whatever happened where they stopped the trading so you couldn't buy anything and that kind of screwed everything up, even though that happened, how long was this going to go for, really? Because people were kind of talking about this like, here's the revolution, here it is, we're going to start doing this all across the board. Well, it really kind of fizzled out in the day because I feel like all these people, President Party included, were like, I can hop in on this, make a couple of quick bucks, and then get out. It's the getting out where Wall Street wins, because as soon as people start selling off and the price starts going down, that's where they make their money. So the ability of the hedge funds to stick around and hold on to their positions and win out in the long run is, I feel like, exactly what's going to happen and was always going to happen, no matter how much damage was caused.
But people like you who bought the stock, maybe, they could hold out just as long too. Just hold on to the stock.
I mean, maybe, but talking to people that I know that were doing this, they were all under the same mentality.
Get in, get out.
I think I got in at the right time, and I'm going to ride this till X amount.
A bank job.
Exactly. I'm going to ride this till X amount of time, and then I'm going to get my position out.
Nice try.
So that's why, for as much as people want to like hate on Stephen Cohen and all these people for like coming together and supporting one another to stick with it, this is what these animals do. Like, this is what they do. This is what they know how to do. And although they got dealt a huge blow over the last 48, 72 hours, I feel like this is like they lost the battle and they know how to win the war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird that there's actual, it's almost like they go to school for this. They train their whole lives to do this profession.
Yeah.
But someone who trains, there's no school for like gambling. Like if I wanted to do the same thing, but in casinos, they call you like a cheat or whatever. But
right.
But the guys that do it on Wall Street, they're playing the system.
Wall Street guys are literally like SEAL Team
casino
6
gamblers.
I was gonna say,
but they know the deal. They know how it goes.
I was gonna say they're like SEAL Team 6. Like,
oh, okay.
If something blows up near me or somebody pulls a gun out near me, I'm going to panic, If something blows up near a SEAL team member, they're springing into action. They know exactly what to do. They're not concerned. They've been trained for this moment. And I
They
feel
know
like
the ins and outs.
yes, it's the same thing with these billionaires. They know the deal. And yes,
That's why they win in the end, because they know what they're doing.
because that's it. Because we were all, this idea of we can all stick together. I like it, but in this instance, when you're talking about money and people just like nobody was like, again, everybody I know, nobody was like, yeah, we're gonna topple down these hedge funds. People were like, no, I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna make some money, and I'm gonna hop on
There
out.
might be a select few, maybe a few hundred that are sticking in for the main goal. I'm sure there are people like you and and the next tier that just want to get in and out.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are also hundreds that are there to take down the big guy.
So what was it, Wednesday now or Thursday? So yesterday you couldn't buy. They sat the whole day and sunk AMC, Nokia, GameStop, all the stocks. They sunk all these stocks. Then I'm looking at it though, and after hours trading, they all start to come back. Then Robinhood and TD Ameritrade say you can buy tomorrow, but it'll be in limited amounts. So I go on this morning and I'm like, you know what? I'm still gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a couple up and see what happens here. And so I did. So I'm still in it. I haven't gotten out of anything yet. I'm in all my positions. Again, they restricted you, so you couldn't buy. I couldn't buy as much as I had originally wanted to. But I also at the same time, and here's another reason why I think they won, is because they proved that this is an unfair game. This is not.
Of course it is. The fact that they restricted makes it unfair. They can't. I mean, they're just making the rules as they go.
To go back to your casino analogy, you play blackjack and you get lucky, or maybe you don't. That's what they're counting on. When you are good enough to count cards in a 6-deck shoe, okay, then they ask you to leave. You know what I mean? Because
not even that. You start winning and you get on a good streak. They're probably gonna, even if you're not counting cards, you make a certain amount of money, and they're like, all right, now you got to go.
Yeah. And you realize that this is not to the benefit of most of us.
No, it's a rigged system.
It's a rigged system.
They're playing by their rules. They made the rules. They're the players. Anybody that comes in from the outside, you could play, but you got to follow our rules, and we have the right to change these rules anytime.
Yeah, and people kept saying that the amount of money that they're going to wind up having to pay in fines if they are found to be guilty, which they clearly are, is nowhere near what they would have been losing if they would have let this all keep going.
I'm sure they factored that in. They said, you know what, either we lose a gajillion dollars short, letting all these people buy this stuff, or we stop them and we just pay a little bit in legal, legal settlements.
Risk analysts. So that's what they do, man.
They hedged their bets.
There you go. There you go. All right, wait until you hear what this Rudy Giuliani had to say about.
I can't wait.
About the insurrection over there at the Capitol.
I'm sure it was a pearl of wisdom followed by a gem of something.
But first, I want to just encourage everybody to head on over to anthonyonair.com and check out our Clips channel. This is our channel where we do single topic stories and highlights from the podcast. So make sure you subscribe. It is only on YouTube. You can't find that. There's not another podcast feed. There's not another Twitter account for it. It's only on YouTube, our second Clips channel. Make sure you subscribe. This way, if you don't want to see the Ghislaine stuff, you don't have to. If you do only want to see the Ghislaine stuff we talk about, then you can over there. Over on that channel. So subscribe to that if you so choose.
Do it.
I am one of these people, Frank, that think that Steve Bannon has a bad reputation. He doesn't deserve.
He does. Yes, he does.
He does.
But go ahead.
I don't think he deserves the reputation that he has. I think a lot of his things are misunderstood. Because you want to know why?
Yes.
Because I listened to him speak 3 separate times for over
3 whole times?
For over an hour each particular time. And the accusations against him, I feel like, are a little unfair. I feel like he is an America First guy. He's what they call a populist, right? He wants to see us succeed, and then we can.
Is that what he does? Is that what he was saying when he stole money out of funds to build the wall? He took the money for himself.
I should clarify.
Was that the America First thing?
Thanks for reminding me of that.
Okay, go ahead.
That withstanding, I can't get behind that. I forgot about that.
Oh, well, everything else is fine, but that.
But before this, he was accused of being a lot of things, racist and this and that, and maybe he is.
You know what happens when you say racist things? You get accused of being.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm talking about. I found that when I heard somebody say he was racist because he said this, I went and looked at what he said. And it was this America First mentality. It wasn't this extreme thing that it was, for lack of a better term, trumped up to be in the media. I actually found him to be very intelligent and pretty captivating. Now, you may disagree. Yeah. People may be like, hey, we're a rich country. We should be helping other nations. Okay. Not going to argue with that. A lot of
bad people are intelligent and charismatic.
But that's my point. Aside from the stealing the money thing, because prior to that, I didn't really find him to be the bad person they were painting him to be in the media. I really didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I wish I could be on board. You know how like everybody hates Kanye because he's such an asshole? I wish I could be on that side. I just don't think it's that clear cut. And I also think that a lot of people don't care enough to look into it the way I did, to form their own opinion. They're just basically going off of shit and hearsay off of Twitter. And anyway,
I can't go off the top of my head because I'm not a Steve Bannon. Listen, I don't follow him as closely, but
I'm not a champion of the guy. I'm not going around saying everybody listen to this Steve Bannon. He's fantastic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he doesn't deserve, or didn't prior to the stealing of the wall money thing, didn't really deserve the reputation that he had. Case in point, what took place between him and Rudy Giuliani. So Bannon is doing this podcast, and he has Rudy Giuliani on the pod. By the way, you know where else I really respected Bannon? Because after he left the Trump administration, he had no problem specifically mentioning all the things that Trump got wrong, things that he should have done that he didn't do, campaign promises that he made and didn't follow through on. He had no problem pointing all that stuff out.
Yeah. Everybody who leaves, most of them who leave, 95% of the people who leave look back and go, this is all the bullshit that happened. He was one of them. But,
yeah, but no, he wasn't.
While he was there,
it wasn't really that.
With the bullshit.
It was more like when they passed the tax cuts, he was like, this is what he got wrong. He's like, he shouldn't have done it this way. He should have done it this way. Yeah. And he said, I tried.
Say that after you leave.
But he said, I tried to get him to do it this way, and he just didn't do it this way. He did it the other way. He listened to the Senate and the House instead of doing what he promised people that he would do during the election. I respect him for that.
Okie doke.
I mean, you can't even. No,
I don't have all the facts in front of me. I'm not going to sit here and throw things at you, but I don't like the things that I've, as I went along in the last 4 years, I haven't heard anything great about Steve Bannon.
So I don't like Kellyanne Conway. I think she started this whole alternative facts thing that just ran amok for 4 years. But she was on Bill Maher a couple of weeks ago, and
she left.
She openly admitted to telling the president. She had already left, by the way, at this point, that what happened at the Capitol was wrong, and he needs to take responsibility for it because what he did was irresponsible.
I see that as too little too late. You were a part of this crap for 3.5 years, and then you leave and go, oh, I think now he's a bad guy.
I agree. I'm just saying I'll give her that credit. I credit her for that thing.
It's covering her ass. It's. I could say this. She would.
No, so I'm
squirm
sorry.
on her back
I
throughout
should
the 4
clarify.
years.
I should clarify. She called him immediately as it was happening and said she had already left. So again, not her problem
Because
anymore.
there's no consequences anymore.
She picked up the phone and called him and said, "You need to do something. This is your problem." I give her credit for that because you know why? Somebody in the room has, and in this case, she wasn't even in the room anymore. Somebody in the room has to speak up. And I always feel like no matter how shitty that person may be and the track record, again, I started this by saying I didn't really care for her all that much. You get credit for that in my book. That's just me.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
It's 3.5 years of doing the wrong thing, and then you do one right thing.
So
That's all I'm saying.
Bannon had, the reason why I bring this up is because, again, Bannon has Giuliani on, and credit Bannon, integrity move here, kind of calls Giuliani out on his shit. They're talking about what happened at the Capitol. Giuliani is saying that none of this was the president's fault. That this was all not only Antifa people, which we heard from, I don't even know what time this happened. If it happened at 3:00, at 3:01, people were like, "Oh, that's Antifa people."
Well, here's why Giuliani is saying this.
Yeah.
Because he still works for Trump.
Yeah.
And he has consequences if he says something different.
So, but he says not only was it Antifa people, but it was Republicans as well that don't like President Trump. So let's take a listen to what he said. And you'll hear Bannon kind of calls him out for saying what he said.
The defense is going to have to show that this thing was planned and that a lot of the people involved in the planning, Antifa, and then even some right-wing groups were enemies of his, and that they were doing it in order to hurt him, including some right-wing groups that operate for the Lincoln Project, or have been working with the Lincoln Project at various times. You have a couple of wolves and sheep.
Hold it. Hang on. Whoa. What do you say working for the Lincoln Project, right wing?
Lincoln Project, more like drinking project. Am I right there, Frankie C?
Ho! There he is.
Friday, baby.
Groups like who?
One of the people who organized this is well known for having worked with the Lincoln Project in the past, and also.
Okay, who is it? But today. Rudy, we can't.
He's just gonna keep shouting until he forgets about the question.
So
Go ahead.
One of the people involved brought in right-wing groups that opposed Trump, and he brought them in specifically because he wanted to blow this thing up. He had the same motivation. He had the same motivation the Antifa people had. So it isn't as if all these right-wing groups were all pro-Trump. And the biggest problems, violent problems, were caused by Antifa. That's where the shooting took place. That was surrounded by all Antifa people. So how can he be held responsible for a whole thing that's planned days before he's going to speak, that has a mixture of people that hate him and people that support him? He's not responsible.
Who's the guy?
How can he possibly
But who's the guy working with the Lincoln Project?
He's a I don't know if I can reveal his name because we have that from anonymous sources. But he worked in the past. He worked in the past for Romney.
Okay, hang on for a second. Okay, but I mean, hey, this is why we're getting blown up all the time. You can't throw a charge out there like that and then say, yeah, I got a double secret probation guy who I can't mention, but he worked for Romney, he worked for the Lincoln Project. Anyway, we'll drill down this more.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Rudy.
So Bannon's like, you can't.
But then he lets it go.
Well, I think he had to go to a break or something like that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. But we're gonna let you do that and go to a commercial. I mean, I don't know if they came back and got to the bottom of it, but
how many times are we going to let Giuliani just spout out this crazy shit without producing
until he's fired or until this whole thing is over? I can't.
I mean, again, if you okay, and this, by the way, and I feel like I'm very fair with everybody. and I respect everybody that takes even a second and a half to watch or listen to this show. But stop writing me and telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about and I didn't do the research because the election was stolen or this happened. That if you want to say that to me, then you have to produce some factual, real evidence, not fucking Tim in Pittsburgh's
Not
blog.
this person said this
Right.
person said that.
Real evidence that it happened, because I waste a lot of time reading a lot of shit, and I fucking read a lot more than you do. I'm talking to you, people who comment all the time. Definitely you, Frank. and I don't even know if you can read, to be honest with you. I haven't really seen it proven just yet.
Riyadh.
But I read everything. So to come on and be like, oh, you clearly don't know what you're talking. No, motherfucker, you don't know what you're talking about, because I fucking read everything. And I'm on this podcast, on the record, day after the election, saying, if it was really, you were pissed at me when I said it. If it was really stolen, show us the evidence, and I'll buy in. I'm with you. I'm down.
Yeah, no evidence no massive voter fraud has come up.
And at
Nothing.
every turn, when he was in court, Giuliani had a chance to say it. He fell short of saying it under oath, because he's a smart guy and he knows if I say this and it's not true, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And I can't back it up with facts. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm okay with you having that position and having that feeling, but fucking show me something, or else don't comment on my shit. Because I don't have time to answer people more anymore. I did it for like 5 people, and that's it. So either fucking show it or shut up. And don't send me like, right wing, Christian.com. Show me real. I need real hardcore evidence. I haven't seen it. Nobody has seen it. By the way, Chris Christie the other day, just to show that I read and listen and watch everything, Chris Christie said, hardcore Republican, worked for Trump, came out and said, this is ridiculous. Trump and Giuliani need to stop this shit because it is only causing more harm. There is no voter fraud. It wasn't a stolen election. And it is time to move on. And countless other Republicans are saying the same thing too.
Anybody who's not still working for Trump, or was in the administration and still has some kind of tie to him, has come out, except for, with the exception, like there's a few exceptions, like Sarah Sanders, for some reason will not turn her back on Trump. There's a connection there with her dad and whatever.
Well, this Kevin McCarthy went and visited, had a meeting with Trump publicly. Said that he was going down to Florida to meet with Trump. This is after he came out and said that Trump was responsible for this. Now a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks have gone by, and he goes down and makes a spectacle out of meeting with him. It is very bizarre what Kevin McCarthy did this week. Very, very bizarre. But anyway, I want to add this onto it, Frank, because even though Giuliani is crazy, what I want everybody to really keep in mind is he might not be far off. And the reason why I say this is because we get too stuck in this right versus left, Democrat versus Republican, to realize that maybe there were other forces involved that could be really damaging to us in the future. And I bring this up because just a few hours ago, before we started the podcast, the FBI and the Washington Post published a video. All right. They found pipe bombs near the Capitol on January 6th. They were planted there the night before. 2 explosive devices were found shortly before the mob attacked the U.S. Capitol. According to the FBI and a video published by the Washington Post, one of the pipe bombs was found close to the Republican National Committee, and the other place just blocks away was found close to the Democratic National Committee. The FBI increased its reward for tips that would lead to the suspect's arrest. up to $100,000. I'm going to show this thing. It's not going to help anybody really, even if you can. It's just a person in a hoodie. You can't really see much. But my point is in all of this, as people get so insane about Trump winning or Pelosi winning or this and that, like, you got to keep in mind that there are other people out there that just want to watch the world burn. And they'll take whatever opportunity they can to do just that. And how?
Yeah, they're extreme people that just they seize opportunities to go nuts.
That's why, and again, I will always preach this. It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter that one side wins over the next. It's always going to be compromise, and you're never going to get everything the way you want it. It's always going to be a compromise that moves the country forward. That's the way it is. The country works on a two-party system, working together to compromise. This thing that we've been into lately where we've lost sight of that and have to have one side win over the other is batshit crazy. And as we saw with the Capitol, and now this part of the story, other people are going to use that against us to cause serious harm. And that's unfortunate because although some people died on that day, with this shit, it could have been a lot worse. And I feel like everybody, present party included, got to take some responsibility for how they act in public and online with this shit and just cool it down.
Totally. It's got to be cooled down. I'm never a fan of any violence ever. Self-defense excluded. Anytime anything gets, I'm all for, if you want to peaceful demonstrations, protest, that's one thing, but violence is never a good idea. So anything like that, that's out of hand. That's not called for, and it doesn't solve anything. It just causes more trouble, more heartache, more hurt, more pain, more death, and it doesn't solve anything.
There are some people that just want to watch the world burn, and I learned that from Michael Caine in the Batman movies. Okay, and true words,
wise words.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Exactly. If we've learned anything from Batman, it's that, and also nipples don't belong on Batman costumes. Those are the two big lessons I want everybody to take away from this podcast.
Is your opinion, sir. I prefer my bat suit with nipples. That's just me.
This is America. We should be as nipply as we want to be. All right, Frankie C.
And I don't know why Batgirl didn't have that. That's a different thing.
All right, now you're getting into weird territory. I got to call HR.
I'm just saying.
You have a product testing to do now. Our new feature on the podcast, product testing. We tested the white chocolate peanut butter a couple of pods ago. We're not going to do this every episode, but when we have something to do it with, we'll do it. By the way, I have been testing this 6 Point Brewery's resin beer. Very good.
Resin? That doesn't sound drinkable.
Resin.
Resin, what you polish a bowling ball with or something?
9.1% alcohol by volume, baby. That'll do it. That'll do the trick.
Enough.
Yeah. You can get paint off a car with that. Go ahead.
This product I actually bought because I scrolling through Facebook, and it's one of those, like, the ad looks like one of those ads you'd see on TV for, like, as seen on TV products, like, they do a quick infomercial for.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked like one of those, but I was like, you know what? My kitchen sink can use something like this.
Oh, God.
And I got to say, it's not bad. So here's the thing. It looks ridiculous.
Hold on. B27. That looks like a battleship piece.
Does look like a battleship. But what it does is it sits on one side of the sink, and it
can't even look at you. I can't even look at you.
And it sits there, and you put like the sponges and the things in here. You hang them up on here, and it just sits, and it's a little drain for your sponges and whatever else you're using to clean. You put your soaps in here, and it sits on the side of the drain. And I bought it, and it came. There were two of them, and I got two of them for the price.
You got two of them?
Two of them. I don't know why. I don't need two of them, but I have two of them. One sink, one of these should do, and it does. The other one I have does the trick.
I like how when you described it, you said, your sponges and your soaps and things.
Sponges, soaps,
and then when you said it again, you said
Brillo pads.
I was gonna say you said sponges and soaps, and I'm like, what else is there besides sponges and soaps? Why do you need that whole huge thing?
That's basically it. But like you have those, they're not sponges, but like the not wipes, but it's almost like a washcloth, but it's like spongy.
Yeah.
You can hang it over here, and it drip dries. So you don't have, and then you wash this thing, so you don't have bacteria everywhere all over the sink.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. How much did you pay? Wait, let me guess. Can I guess?
I don't even remember how much. It wasn't that much, though.
I was going to say, is it probably like $14.99?
Something like that. And they give you 2 of them. So it was like, I'm like, yeah, what the hell? Give it a shot.
That's
use it.
Ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
Some assembly required. This thing you have to put on.
You got to put that together?
But it's like two seconds. And you don't even need it. See? You could use just this part. And this comes off. And then you just...
Why did you buy? Did you really need? Nobody needs this.
No, you don't. But it's handy, and it kind of, just holds all the like if you have a sponge, you don't want it sitting on the sink.
Wait, let me guess. It holds your sponges and soap and things.
Sponges and soaps and things. And look, there's not much else I could say about the thing, except it holds your sponges and soaps and things.
And it expands, and that's basically it.
And I haven't tried it in the dishwasher yet, but I'm sure it's dishwasher safe. I know it's very hard plastic. That should be fine.
Now, let me ask you a question, because it looks like it's curved for the curvature of the sink. Like you put it on one side of the sink.
Right. It goes like so. Here's the faucet.
Right.
The side. You can't put it on the part with the faucet. You can't put it on the back of it.
It's got to go on the side.
It goes on the side. And you expand it. You put it down. You got the whole sink open.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question. The second one that they gave you, was it for the other side, or is it the same exact shape as that one?
It would work on either side. So you could reverse it and put this on this side.
Oh, you could move that thing.
Yeah, it has another part here where you could just move it. This is like show and tell in kindergarten. I feel like I brought in like a He-Man figure. I'm going, and if once he turns into He-Man, he has Battle Cat.
Right.
And you play with that.
So, do you use both of them?
No, the other one's still in the box, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't even know where the hell it is, but it's around here somewhere. That's what I was looking for before the show. I was stalling a little bit because I was looking for the box for the other one. It's around here somewhere.
Can I tell them the conversation before the show?
Yeah, go ahead.
Frank goes, I got the thing for product testing. Do you want to do it? I go, yeah, let's do it tonight. And he goes, hang on. And I go, what are you doing? He's like reading. He's like looking for stuff. He's like, I don't know what the name of this thing is.
I don't know. I don't know what the name of this thing is. I lost the box that it came in, number one. I lost the second box. Well, I think I threw the first box out, but the second box, I don't know where the hell that is. And I'm looking through my receipts in my email, and I can't find that either. It was literally an ad on Facebook that in any other mind, you'd go, this is a scam. They're going to steal my identity and my information. But for some reason, I'm sitting there one day. I looked over at my wife. I said, would you use this thing? And she goes, yeah, I'd probably use that.
Oh, my God.
Great. Sold.
Bless her heart. She does not tell you to go to hell enough, that woman. She's a saint.
She doesn't. She's very supportive.
She shouldn't be. As everybody can see, she shouldn't be this supportive.
I got to tell you, I was 50-50 on whether or not this thing was actually going to show up at my door or if I was never going to see this again and my money was just gone.
Was that part of the allure of ordering? It was a little bit of a gambling thing?
I wanted to see if it would actually show up. That was kind of part of it. I was kind of putting faith in back in humanity. When it showed up and I saw it, I was like, oh, the thing. I said, faith in humanity has been restored.
Oh, look,
there's an actual person out there making the product and delivering it and it's a wonderful thing.
The same person that's putting that together is the same asshole writing blogs about how the election was stolen. That's the problem, Frank. That you're funding
Is it?
this enterprise.
I don't think it is.
It is. It is.
He's too busy making quality sync products to worry about election results.
All right, now let me ask you a question.
That's if it's even made in America. I don't even know if it's made in America.
Let me ask you a question. And I will foot the bill for this. I will pay for all of this.
Oh God! Wow.
Can we give the second one away? Are you gonna ever use it?
We find it, yes.
Oh, you don't know where it is?
Again, I don't know where the second one. It's around here somewhere. It's in the box. Yeah, I don't know where the hell it is. If I find it, yeah, we can give it away.
All right, on an upcoming episode, you could win the sync thingy from Frank.
It has holes on the bottom.
I'm not going to lie to you. When you first pulled it out, I thought it was some sort of a possum catching thing. That's what I thought it was, really.
That would have been handy a few months ago. I don't know what the hell it would look like.
I don't know.
How it would work.
I don't know.
But it beats the hell out of a box with a stick and a string. I had a can of tuna on the floor, damn it.
I can't tell you how much this purchase is. Like, knowing Frank for as long as I know him for.
Thank you, honey.
Here
it is.
That's not even.
I still can't tell you.
Chinese writing on there.
There is Chinese writing.
So we have a name. We just have to get somebody to translate it from Chinese. That's why you didn't know what the name is. You don't read Chinese.
No, I do not. It had a name when I bought it, but not on this box.
Is any of the writing on the side in English?
Let's see. We have drain and ventilation, neat storage, it says.
This is amazing that they've come up with 7 different points to say about this product. Go ahead.
Now, it should say easy to remove and wash, but it says east to remove and wash, which I'm assuming is a typo. All right. Here's another problem. Now, I didn't buy this assuming that it was stainless steel. I knew it was plastic, but this has stainless steel on it, which it is not. It is plastic. And I bought it under the assumption it was plastic, so they didn't get one over on me there. Bearing capacity. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't know.
It means it's able to hold some weight, I guess.
I think it can hold a bear, is what it means.
One twist extension. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It doesn't twist or anything. It just slides.
Are you sure that that's what's in that box, actually? Because it doesn't look like it would even fit in there.
Yeah, no, there's a picture of it on the front.
Oh.
Yeah, it's holding like the rags and things. And the soaps and sponges. See? So, there it is. We can give it away if you want.
Can we? Are you going to miss it? Are you going to give it to your mom or something? I don't even know.
I don't think my mom wants this. No offense, Mom. I love you. I don't even know. I mean, it does the job. I mean, you know.
All right.
Takes up a little more of the sink than I want, but other than that.
But let me ask you, what possessed you? Like, what made you say, like, I need this?
Because I remember, like, the area around the sink, like, you know, with the back part where the hose comes out, the spray hose.
Yeah.
And the other side, there's like, you know, there's a sponge there. There's the sink stopper up there and the soap and everything. I'm like, you know what? It'd be nice if that was all in one thing. And ta-da. So, if anybody in the comments can read Chinese.
Hold that up. That'd be great if somebody could translate that for us.
If anybody knows what this says, that would be wonderful.
It says, watch us rip off these stupid assholes in America.
Mission accomplished, baby. And I'm assuming it's the same thing on the back.
It says asshole detector. If you're holding this, guess what?
There's some other stuff on the side. If you could read that. Wonderful.
No idea. That's good. Is that numbers? I can't. Oh, no, that's more Chinese.
No, that's more Chinese.
Oh, I thought that was a number. Okay.
There are like different colors, but none of them are checked off on this box. I don't know what colors are. I'm assuming it's all standard gray.
At least it's East Assemble. That's what's really nice about it.
They're not lying. Assembled in the East. East to remove and wash.
Oh, East to remove and wash. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I can get that on there, but not easy to remove and wash, but East.
Oh man, that's just phenomenal. All right, so can we give this away? Can we give it away?
How do we do that?
I just in the comments be like, if you want to win the sync thing, just be like, I want to win the sync thing. Just write in the comments, and we'll give it. Let's give everybody a week to write. I want to win the sync thing.
And then what?
Then we'll pick one person at random, and then we'll send it to them. I'll send it to
private
them.
message, and we'll say here, what,
Yeah,
you know,
we'll
give us your
private.
address.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick it up from you tomorrow when we're doing PDQ, and
All right.
and I'll send it out for us.
I don't know how much it could be to ship this thing. It's not that heavy.
How much did
Very
you pay?
light. I don't remember, but it wasn't that much. $40, $50.
The question is the thieves that sold that to you, how much stuff have they bought with your credit card is what I really want to know.
Oh, probably lots. Whatever. My credit card is very good. They tell me when there's weird purchases, and they lock my account in very awkward situations.
Oh, my God.
I go to use my credit card, and they say, sorry, the credit card's not working. I go, thanks. Thanks, credit card, for telling me.
Now, have you used that yet? Has it been on your sink or no?
Yes, I've been using it the last week. I washed it for today's show.
Nice.
But, yeah, I've been using it. It sits on the sink.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely addition to the Frankie C household.
That looks like something you would hang Elf on the Shelf from. That's
He can go on it. There's another use for it.
Hangman. You could play Hangman. What's that game? Was it Hangman?
Hangman.
Where you write the
Yes,
thing and then you all right.
Yeah, if you physically have something to hang, I don't know what you'd be hanging from this, besides soaps and sponges.
We are going to keep an unofficial clock on this. Today's January 29th. On how long Frank keeps this. How long that stays in operation in the Frank household.
Until I go, screw this stupid thing. I throw it in the garbage. It's been working. It's been pulling its weight. I got to tell you.
All right, good. I'm glad. And we got a giveaway for the show. All right, wait, hold on. You got to hold it up. You have to hold it up so we could thumbnail this. So we could. Am I pointing to you? No, I'm not. Is this pointing to you? There you go.
There you go.
All right, because maybe we'll put it on the Clips channel too. This will go on the Clips channel, and people could win it there too. We'll put it on.
So when we do this live, this show will go out live, and there'll be people commenting in the live chat. Those do not count as entries. You have to do it in the comments.
Not in the live chat. That's happening right here, right now.
Here. Where else?
Or here. In the comments. You have to comment on the video.
Right. YouTube.
It has to be a YouTube. Yeah, good point for our podcasting friends, for the audio people only. It has to be. Boy, the audio people must be like, what are they talking about?
What
I can't
the
even
hell?
describe that. I can't even. It looks like
I think I did a good job describing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a drain. It's a little straight. It's like those things that you put on the side, the dish strainers, the
I was
dryers.
gonna say they sell
drying
those at
racks.
like Bed Bath and Beyond for like 99 cents. You put the little suction cup, you put it in there, you put your sponge in there, and you're done.
I don't know why you got to rain on my parade. You know, I bought something that I'm standing behind. Not like your fancy white chocolate peanut butter that nobody's ever heard of.
This segment sucks, by the way. There's been nothing
I'm
useful
having
for
a good
people.
time.
No, I'm having a blast, but
And we're
there's
doing
been
a giveaway.
nothing, and there's a giveaway. I guess there's something to it. All right, so just be like, I want to win the sync thing in the comments, and then
And just a heads up, there's a little crumple on the box. That's
well,
but the product inside is fine.
I'm sure it is.
I'm assuming.
Is it?
I haven't opened this box.
Maybe that's the stainless steel one. How funny would
I
that
don't
be?
think so. Maybe it's very light. Whatever. I think it's plastic. But
love how it says stainless. Like clearly, you know what they did? They just literally copied another box in the massive warehouse where they're keeping all these things. Like, what should we stamp on here? I don't know. Stainless steel. All right.
yeah, I don't know. It does say stainless steel. 'Tis not.
Cause that just goes to show you the people that made that think that that is stainless steel. So that just goes to
You know, come on.
they're in a boardroom somewhere going, it's not staining. It's pretty, you know.
I mean, the sink on the pit in the box here is stainless steel.
Oh, there you go. So they're not
But
fully.
this is not.
All right,
Enjoy
so
your plastic sink caddy.
put
I'll
it
call
in
it
the
sink caddy.
sink caddy. There you go. Put it in the comments. I want to win the sink thing. We'll give it a week. We'll go through, and we'll pick a winner. YouTube only.
Another use for it. You know how when you throw a bunch of things into the sink, and you like the spoons and stuff, and all that gets like in the water, and you could drop all your dirty utensils can go in here instead of like knives. You don't want to stick your hand in a sink with knives. You put all the knives in there.
What? How long does it take you to clean something in the sink? What's your problem? You dirty something, you wash it. What's happening in your sink right now?
People,
knives and water.
After dinner, there's stuff piling up in the sink. No, you don't have.
Yeah, that's true. No, I do that.
Right. Shut up.
All right, I think we covered. I think we covered everything. I think we got it all. Anything else?
All right, good. I have a little not good news, a bright news, not good news, but light news, light on the lighter side of the news.
Okay.
Kraft is making pink candy flavored mac and cheese for Valentine's Day.
Oh, for Valentine, candy flavored macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if that will be. Maybe it'll be good, but candy flavored mac and cheese, and it's pink. So I'm going to pull up a picture here. It sounds not great, but who knows? Maybe they're onto something here.
Here you go. Is it real?
Hey, good. There it is. That's real. That's what it is.
Now, is it pink flavor? Like, is it candy flavored mac and cheese, or is it just look pink and it tastes like regular mac and cheese?
It says candy flavored. Which candy is anybody's guess.
This special sweetened powder will also turn your mac and cheese hot pink. Huh.
So if you want to make, my advice, if you want to make your Valentine's Day romantic, I don't know if mac and cheese would be the go-to meal.
Says the guy who bought the sink caddy. I mean,
I didn't buy it for romance. I bought it for its efficiency. Damn it.
What was the last thing you bought your wife before the sink caddy?
What did I buy my wife?
You cheap piece of shit. I swear to God, she deserves somebody so much better than you. I bought her stuff.
I got her stuff. I don't know. We buy things for each other all the time. This isn't for my wife. This is for the house. I didn't buy this as a gift for my wife. I asked her if she would use it too. No, I would use it. We both use it.
The gift is she still
for her.
The gift is she still lets you use any bit of the money that you have. That's the gift. That was the gift part of this whole thing.
That's her gift to me.
Yeah, exactly. How disappointing.
I don't know why I'm being treated like a child here. This is a good adult. I'm an adult and I bought something for the house. Damn it.
How disappointed in you was she when you brought this up? Like, I know she said, yeah, sure, sweetheart, go ahead. But how, in her head, how bad was it? You think she was just like, what am I doing with my life?
If I knew, I would stop making these stupid purchases. You want from me? It's not a stupid purchase because we're giving one. It's a good purchase. And you're getting one for free. Whoever wants one.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I paid for it, and we're giving it to you.
There you go. Well, I'll give you the money for it. I told you, I'll give you the $6.99 for it.
You're shipping it, but I bought it.
All right. Okay. All right, there you go. So pink Kraft macaroni and cheese. I gotta say, this might be on an upcoming product testing segment.
Ooh, that's an idea.
Yeah, we should try this.
Let's do that.
We should try this. When is it coming out?
Pink mac and cheese. It's got to be soon. 2 weeks away, baby. Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
You have to enter a contest. See, this is bullshit. See, they're doing this.
No.
This is the new thing now because they just want to get the publicity and they don't want to actually do all the work.
So they're not releasing this to the public?
Years ago, when you did a stunt, you had to actually sell it. You know what I'm saying? To make it all work.
Yeah.
Now they go like this. Oh, well, we're giving these all away. So they're still getting all the publicity. Now they only have to make 1,000 of them instead of like 400,000, and they could just send them out, and they make out in the long run. Fucking companies.
Bastards.
And the hedge fund people.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They still make good mac and cheese, though.
Yeah, I'm still gonna enter a win. Maybe we'll win this one. Let's see.
They get my $2.99.
All right. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you guys watching and or listening. Remember to put in the comments on YouTube only, sorry, Facebook people, that you want to win the sync thing. Just as long as there's sync in there, that's all you really need. You can just write sync if you want to be lazy about it.
And anybody that can translate this,
yes, please
let us
translate.
know what the hell that.
Well, I can't wait to see what those comments say. All right.
Yeah. How will we know which one is the real comment?
Remember to follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, because we're going to do our PDQ tasting. Janine J-Sabs brought up this whole chicken place when we were talking about Chick-fil-A, and we started getting all excited about it. So we're going Saturday to go taste it, and then we're going to record a podcast, actually us trying the place out. So a big product testing segment.
We'll be out and about. We will not be in our usual our usual surroundings. We will be trying it from the road.
Yeah, and we'll park next to each other. We're gonna each eat in our own cars. I guess is what's gonna. I didn't think about this though. My kids are gonna be there, so my kids are gonna be a part of. Like they're gonna definitely be nosing in on this. So
my wife will be there.
That'll be good. Then we could ask her how close to leaving you is she after the sink purchase. So very exciting, very exciting.
It's a wonderful product, and the people at who made the product stand behind their work. Damn it.
All right, so we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Links and info everywhere at anthonyonair.com.